Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is out, and this movie is filled with fan service moments for MCU and comic fans alike, and for those of us who are most certainly both of those things, which I myself am. I'm sure you are too. Welcome back, Nerd Squad. I'm your host, Amanda McKnight. If you'd like to talk nerdy with me, check out my Twitter at VampX13, but for now, let's talk nerdy in terms of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness and all of the Easter eggs within it. Or at least as many as I can fit in this video. Start the clock. Defender Doctor Strange makes his first appearance in this film, an alternate reality Doctor Strange who appears to have a look inspired by a Doctor Strange of old from the comics. Minus, of course, the iconic cape. And minus back when he used to wear a mask as well, but that was before he founded the team. This version of Strange isn't really an alternate Doctor Strange, but is actually a different looking version from the main continuity comic book 616 Stephen Strange. This look is a reference to the time that Stephen basically founded the Defenders, a really badass team made of powerful characters. Not to be confused with the Netflix Defenders, which is a totally different team. It's totally different. This initial team in the comics was made up of 3 members and brought together by Strange out of necessity. They are different from other teams in the sense that they don't have any headquarters, and often they don't really even like each other or want to work together, at least initially. The original team was Strange, Hulk, and Namor, the Submariner, who first teamed up to take on the Undying Ones, extremely powerful minions of the Nameless One. America Chavez also makes a debut appearance, and we see her opening up star portals in the film, through which she can traverse the multiverse. This is directly taken from the comics, where America has this exact power, also opening up portals in the shape of a star. Whether you're going with her original or newly retconned origins, these powers are believed to have come from the Utopian parallel, which is either another dimension and world in the multiverse, or is a remote lab on an island on Earth, depending on which Utopian parallel we're talking about. Depending on the origin. When Sorcerer Supreme Wong and Doctor Strange take America to Camartage and retreat there to defend themselves as they aim to protect young America and her multiversal powers, among the folks there that we see is one very remarkable and unique looking person, a green man-bull or minotaur. This character is actually known in the comics as Rintra. Rintra would become a companion to Doctor Strange and made his first appearance in the 1974 Doctor Strange series in issue number 80. Rintra is from the extra-dimensional planet of Reval, and was an apprentice in the mystic arts to another skilled magic user. Not Strange though. Rintra was tasked by his master to repair Strange's cloak, and first met him when he went to return it to Strange. And then later he becomes sort of an apprentice of Strange. A friend of Strange, if you will. At one point when Wanda is first mentioned, a musical theme can be heard playing. Musical theme! For those WandaVision fans like myself, the theme is instantly recognizable as it is the same theme from the opening credits of WandaVision. The 2 shows that had perfectly unskippable credits for me recently were Peacemaker and of course WandaVision. I also didn't skip any of those credits. While each opening credits was unique based on the era of the TV sitcom that the episode was themed around, the musical melody stayed the same, simply being redone in the style of that era. As such, I'd probably recognize it in any form at this point. Alright friends, here's where we get a little bit more spoilery, so warnings for those who haven't watched the film yet. Spoilers are ahead in regards to the plot and some pretty major things. And this is a movie where I think there's things that are thrown everyone's way where we were like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that, even as someone that's watched like all the trailers and all the stuff. Scarlet Witch wants America Chavez's powers because she hopes to travel to a reality where her children still exist so that she can be happy and basically join them there. She promises she will never return and will never bother anyone ever again in the main universe of the MCU, which we know as Earth 1999999. How many nines was that? Which we know as Earth 199999, but which is referred to in this film once again as Earth 616. Strange reminds Wanda that this is not a great plan, as while these kids might exist out in the multiverse, her kids that she had here were never real and they never existed. Ouch. This is a reference to the comics where Wanda's kids are basically taken from her because they aren't real and she created them out of her own love and of course a piece of Mephisto, which Mephisto actually tricked Pandemonium into thinking was actually a piece of his own soul. So if we're showing you comics right now of that, that's why Pandemonium's there. In the comics though, they actively make Wanda forget about the fake children after this to help her kinda like get over it, which ends up backfiring, and then the House of M happens, and then M-Day and Decimation. Yeah, it's a rough time. Don't lie to people about making their kids not exist anymore. Just let them know that their fake children are gone and let them grieve over it, I think is what we learned from that. Another person who plays a fairly prominent role in terms of those who are present at the Battle of Camartage is a woman named Sarah, who seems to be a possible love interest or close friend of Wong's. He definitely seems pretty emotional when she sacrifices herself to break Wanda's spell by destroying the Darkhold, which in turn does kill her. This Sarah is likely inspired by Sarah Wolf of the comics, who was Strange's secretary and assistant, as well as Wong's love interest. Although their love was not meant to be, Wong was already promised to another person. So, sad. And of course, what would a Sam Raimi film be without a cameo from the one and only Bruce Campbell? If you somehow missed the lovable Campbell, he played Pizza Papa, a man who works on the alternate Earth of 838 selling pizza balls. America accidentally thinks that pizza balls are free and, well, kinda steals them, as apparently many things are free in other universes, in her experience. Or she's just been mistakenly stealing a bunch of things during her travels. Oops. Pizza Papa is not pleased and begins to berate her, so Strange enchants him so that he keeps hitting himself, saying not to worry because this enchantment will eventually wear off. It'll wear off at least in 3 days, so 3 days of just hitting yourself sounds awful. The Utopian parallel also is possibly referred to in the film via a flashback scene that comes from America's memories. Her memories are basically brought to light thanks to tech that she interacts with in Earth 838. Here we see America with her two mothers and see her get startled by a bee, which causes her powers to activate. Both her moms and she herself get sucked through a star portal. Though it's hard to tell from this scene, it seems as though this could be the Utopian parallel of America's original origin story, which is a world inhabited solely by women and the Demiurge in another dimension. The Utopian parallel in this origin ends up coming to 616, and America's moms die sacrificing themselves to basically save their world. America then sets off traveling 616 and aiming to become a hero like her moms. However, this origin story was recently changed to America getting her powers on Earth from research and experimentation that she was exposed to, with her mothers dying in the process of trying to kind of protect her, causing trauma at a young age that made her imagine and truly believe she was from another world called the Utopian parallel. I personally like the original origin, but I understand why they tried to make it less weird. It's fair. In the film, one of the major locations we go to is Mount Wundagore. This is a hugely significant location in regards to Scarlet Witch in the comics, and I mean just in general. While in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Mount Wundagore is a place where the Darkhold was inscribed on the walls by Chthon, who created it. Chthon also a super significant person in regards to Wanda and her chaos magic in the comics. In the comics, Mount Wundagore is the home to the High Evolutionary, and is also known for being a place of magical power. It's also one of the places where Wanda grew up, so pretty important stuff. I don't know about the Darkhold being inscribed on the walls. I don't think that's a thing in the comics Wundagore, but yeah. When Steven and America escape Scarlet Witch, who breaks through their defenses and catches them at Camartage, they end up in another universe after traveling across many weird ones. The one they land in is referred to as Earth 838. Here, Baron Mordo is Sorcerer Supreme, having remained the Ancient One's loyal disciple and not being outwardly jealous or vengeful towards Steven. He became Sorcerer Supreme after Stephen Strange's death in this universe. While in the comics, there isn't an official Earth 838, there is a reality which has been given that temporary reality number, but it's not really relevant here. There is, however, an Earth from the original series of What If issue number 40 known as Earth 83840, where Baron Mordo remains as the Ancient One's disciple. So this could be in reference to that. It's a reality where we ask, what if Doctor Strange didn't become the Sorcerer Supreme? Huh? I think he becomes evil in that reality. Evil Strange. Sands of Vasanti is referenced in the film and appears to be something they use to shackle Doctor Strange when he is captured and held by the Illuminati. The cuffs they keep him in, which prevent him from doing magic, have this sand in or on them. Probably in them, I would think, based on the coloring of the cuffs. The Sands of Vasanti isn't a thing in the comics as far as I know, but the Sands of Nasanti is. It's a spell that prevents magic users from using magic within a certain radius for a period of 3 minutes. Different, but similar. Unless of course they said Nasanti and I just heard Vasanti, but I heard Vasanti, so I don't know if I'm wrong about that, but you can let me know if you heard something different. Mordo also used this sand to prevent Strange from curing himself using magic after he was served drug tea in the movie. You'll notice there's sand around. The Baxter Foundation is also mentioned in this film on Earth 838. It is explained as being the organization that Christine Palmer of Earth 838 works for, which means, you guessed it, Reed Richards exists! because, you know, we got the Baxter building in 616 in the comics. And we also know Reed Richards exists from that Illuminati reveal, which I could get deep into, but I'll just quickly give you a rundown as we are quickly running out of time here. Reed Richards is played by fan cast John Krasinski, who also confirms that the rest of his family exist in this universe, including his kids, likely Franklin and Valeria, and his wife, Sue, aka Invisible Woman. Oh my goodness! Captain Marvel in this universe is actually Carol's best friend, Maria Rambeau, mother to Monica Rambeau, who is still played by Lashana Lynch. Amazing! Also, I love Lashana Lynch. I was like, yes, Maria Rambeau, give it to me. Captain Carter, aka Peggy Carter, hails from Marvel's What If animated series and is played by Haley Atwell. Baron Mordo as Sorcerer Supreme is also a member, and so is Black Bolt, who is once again played by Anson Mount, who played the character in the sadly quickly cancelled Inhumans series. Remember that series? Oh, poor Inhumans. And of course, the crown jewel Sir Patrick Stewart reprises his role of Professor X in this alternate universe. Extraordinary! That's all the time we have, but let us know some of your favorite Easter eggs that we missed here in the comments below. And if you want a part 2, let us know. I took multiple pages of notes during this film, and I'm probably going to take more notes tonight. Multiple pages! And I still have lots that I would love to share with you. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, you stay nerdy, YouTube.